The Patriots and Saints are on the practice field together behind me right now, choosing his college town for his second day with Lord Stanley's Cup. Tonight, the full scope of sports trying to do its part to help Boston heal began. All three of the city's active teams were in action tonight. But what makes tomorrow's event unique is that there are still 9 miles to go after this obstacle is finished. Women's basketball team's real estate season continues. So far, it's been location, location, location as UVM has gone 0-5 on the road, but 2-0 in the comfort of Patrick Gym. For the Patriots dealing with the injuries they've had, they're on a 6-game winning streak. The Panthers are on a mission to get those 2 extra wins that would make them this year's national champions.
Exciting. Sam Lazur joins us now live at Gillette Stadium. And Sam, a very busy and I bet an exciting day for you out there, right?
It was a very exciting day, Lauren. Behind me, it's quiet right now, but this afternoon, it was star power to the max as the Patriots and Saints practiced together. And of course, that's only something that can happen during the preseason. And actually having somebody else to hit was just the shot of energy New England needed after 2 long weeks of camp. The Patriots have had enough of beating up on themselves, and a visit from the Saints for joint practice is enough to put a jump in Bill Belichick's step.
Great to work with the Saints. Great organization.
For the players who are still moving past a loss in the Super Bowl, finally having a different jersey in front of them is the easiest way to get back to business.
It was very competitive out there today, and I believe we got so much out of it. Myself, I felt like I got a lot out of it too.
For tight end Rob Gronkowski, it's also a chance to put a very lively offseason and, more importantly, an ankle injury behind him.
Trying to profess, and everything's going well, and just ready for the next day to go 100% too.
The other side of the ball really got to work out. While preseason means that the starters won't be in for the whole game, the Patriots are looking to show that their 31st ranked defense from last year has improved, and they'll have to do it against a very explosive Saints offense.
Offensively, they're very, very, very good. And, going against them, seeing Brady and now Breeze, it's tough matchups for this defense, but, they can make us better.
But for Bill Belichick's team, preseason is all about being prepared for another championship run. And spending most of the week with an NFC contender should do just that.
Instead of just playing one game against a team like this, we really get 3 good days of work against them, so we'll try to take advantage of that.
Now, the Saints have already played 1 preseason game, so they were pretty sharp. The Patriots admittedly have some kinks to work out, but as we move closer to Thursday night's kickoff, they just want to get a little bit better one day at a time. Tonight, we are live at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Sam Lazur, ABC 22 News.
Oh, Sam, of course.
Welcome to the high school football rush on semifinal weekend, and it's all Division I action tonight, and we start with a rematch of last year's championship game between Middlebury and Hartford. The Tigers alternated wins and losses for the first 6 weeks of the season, but have fire at the right time and have won 3 in a row. That winning streak, though, is nothing to the Hurricanes dynasty. Hartford has won 23 in a row as they continue their quest for a three-peat. They quickly gave us all a reminder of that championship game win over the Tigers. First quarter, Hartford at the 2. Give it to Josh Claflin. He's been a finisher for them all year long. He's in untouched. It's 7-0 Hurricanes. The defense playing some opportunistic football. Middlebury fumbles in the backfield. Patrick McGrath ends up with it. He sets the offense up in prime position, so they're back at the goal line, and they go right back to Mr. Claflin. Another short touchdown run, and it is 14-0 after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter now. Middlebury driving inside the Hartford 30. Tyler Provencher wants to throw it, but Claflin is there on the other side of the ball this time for the interception. A huge game for him. On the other side, he goes in one more time to make it a 21-0 game. The defending champs are going back to the finals. They take care of business 34-0. The other semifinal is a regular season rematch and a battle of styles. BFA St. Albans' ground and pound philosophy escaped Essex spread passing attack by 2 points in Week 7. 3 weeks later, the Hornets made the trip north again, looking for their first championship game appearance since winning it all in 2009. But Doug Sappho gets it started early for BFA. He charges right in for the first TD, 7-0 Bob Whites. Later, Lucas Kelsey showing some power. A couple defenders hanging on for the ride, but they cannot stop him, 14-0. Second quarter, Joey Picard sits back in the pocket for Essex. The pass is almost intercepted. Instead, it's deflected right to James Olsen. The Hornets are on the board. It's a 14-6 game. After the half, BFA on the 38-yard line. Nick Jaslowicz, nice ball fake, and the keeper around the right end. all the way up the sideline for a TD to put BFA up 20-6. They are starting to roll in this one. This time, they're on their own 14-yard line. Kelsey breaks through and takes off. Our photog Kyle then gets bumped by the official running up the sideline right there. Then Kelsey goes all the way for the touchdown. BFA cruises home. 35-6 is the final there. Moving to hockey, where UVM has opened the season by getting points in 2 out of 3 games, but no wins. Those games were all on the road, and in terms of a team that's focusing on each day of the process, recovering from 2 straight losing seasons, they've been positive steps. But this week, the Cats admitted that coming home means that it's time to start focusing on results as well. To the gut we go for the home opener against Providence. 4 minutes into the game, Alex Velishek fires into a crowd from the point. It winds up trickling into the net. They would review it to see if it was kicked. It was not. It counted. 1-0 Friars. Minutes later, Vermont on the move. H.T. Lenz gets denied by John Gillies. He's the conference rookie of the month for a reason. Later, it gets physical in the corner. Each team got a game misconduct out of that scrap. 1-0 after 1. Second period, 2 in the box for Providence, 1 for UVM. So with a lot of ice on the 4-on-3, Jacob Fallon 1-times it to the top shelf. We're all even at 1. More physicality to come. Check out this hit parade. Robert Polsello gets lit up at the blue line, but as Providence brings it back, a little payback by Kalen Wells on Drew Brown. No penalties called. Brown would eventually get back to the bench. He was okay, even though you see him struggle right there. Once that dust settled, here come the Friars. Brandon Taneves cruises in. He turns it over to the backhand, and that is smooth. Providence takes the lead right back. They go on to win 3-2. They'll be right back at it tomorrow night at the Gut. Before there was even a Patriots franchise, the Giants held training camp at St. Michael's College in Colchester.
For the St. Mike students, it was huge.
Liz Scott is the college's archivist, the keeper of photos and news articles from the Giants' 4 summers that helped popularize football in Vermont.
It was kind of, an introduction to pro football, too, I think.
Lifelong Winooski resident Bill O'Brien graduated from St. Michael's in 1952.
I was really never interested in major league football until the Giants came here.
The Peking Duck House in Winooski used to be a bar called the Mill Cafe. It's where a generation of Giants fans used to hang out with the team while they trained here in Vermont.
The guys that I can remember was Y.A. Tittle, Frank Gifford.
Just up the road, Bill's son John owns O'Brien's Irish Pub, a Giants bar of sorts. His loyalties shaped by his father and those early days at St. Michael's.
I remember growing up as a kid, watching him practice, so it became instilled with becoming a Giant fan.
He got to see legends like Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry on the coaching staff, a big connection to a relatively humble place.
Pretty proud to be from Winooski and be Giant fans.
Thanks to St. Michael's, being a Giants fan in Vermont is anything but random.
It is passed down from generation to generation.
For Bill, John, and his son Jay, the hope is to celebrate a Super Bowl title as a family. In Winooski, Vermont, I'm Sam Lazur, reporting for the 44 Sports Wrap. As a junior at Plattsburgh State, Teal Gove is familiar with playing Norwich. But at the opening puck drop last night, she stared down a familiar face.
It's an exciting game. I know we've both been looking forward to it.
Younger sister Tyne is a freshman at Norwich. They grew up in Ontario, came through the same hockey academy and club team, yet
it was never on the same team or against each other because of that 2-year difference, so this is really the first time that we're going to be on the ice together.
Tyne could have chosen to join forces with Teal at Plattsburgh State, but decided it was time to step out of her shadow.
Instead of kind of following my sister, it's nice to be in my own place and do my own thing. So Norwich did fit me really well, but it partially had to do with her not being here, I guess.
For the sisters, it was very easy to stay competitive. It was much harder for their parents in the audience watching them go head-to-head for the first time.
They're just hoping for a tie.
And both of us score.
Tyne did her part to keep mom and dad happy, scoring in the third period to force overtime. But in OT, the tie vanished, and the younger sister came out on top, giving her what she really wanted.
Bragging rights till the next game.
That will be February 8th. on Teal's home rink in Plattsburgh. In Northfield, Vermont, Sam Lazur, ABC 22 Local News. In the coming weeks, two basketball-playing sisters will spend an eternity together in the Winooski High School record books. With 63 more points, the over 40-year history of Winooski girls basketball will have two 1,000-point scorers. And they grew up under the same roof.
It means a lot because, I mean, every time someone asks, it's like, oh yeah, your sister, but then now I can be compared to like one of Winooski's best ball players.
Brianna Robert is a senior since 2004, and only for a little longer, her sister Bobby is alone on the milestone banner.
It was a great night. I remember exactly when I scored it, so I won't ever forget it.
Brianna says she looks at the banner every day and is motivated by it, but it's the sibling rivalry of styles that both say makes the milestone family reunion more special.
We're completely different basketball players, but to reach the same milestone, it means a lot.
The common thread, Tom Prim, who says Bobby was a natural scorer, but that he needed to coax the younger Robert to expand her distributing nature.
She was a point guard, but she wasn't shooting this. She had to step up and start shooting more to make people respect her, the all-around game.
It's worked, and whenever 1,000 is reached, Bobby will be there to see it. But until then, they won't really discuss it, because after all, they are sisters.
She doesn't like to talk to me about the games because I criticize her, so she doesn't really talk to me about the games.
That's great stuff right there. Brianna says she's not shooting for Bobby's record of 1,289 points, and that beyond reaching this milestone, her #1 goal for the season is to lead the Spartans to a Division III championship.